Okay, I'm recording this video after the close of trade on Wednesday, the 7th of April. Just want to show you a couple of charts. I didn't do a video update yesterday. The last time I put up a post was on the Monday when we talked about the commitment of traders numbers. I was pretty bearish on Monday, and as normal I was a day early. We had to see a blow off volume on Tuesday before the market actually started to turn. I just want to show you that. So this is the last 3 or 4 days activity. The beginning of the day session are these vertical red lines here, and you can see we've got a whole bunch of end of day and beginning of day session lines here. This was what was happening over Easter, and this is my 4500 tip bar chart. And so this was the Thursday before Easter, and then Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So on Thursday we had this big kind of sell-off in the market, and you can see all these blue professional bars coming into this low here, and we have exhaustion volume selling. So at this point this can set us up for a rally after all the sellers have sold and the professionals have stepped back in at this level. So the market started to rally from there. I started to see some professional profit taking up here on the Monday with these blue bars at these highs here, and I was a little bit early. We needed to see exhaustion volume, which is what we got on Tuesday. And you can see here on Tuesday whole load of blue professional bars coming into these highs. And that was over the course of probably about 4 or 5 points as the market kind of pushed higher, and it wasn't until we saw this kind of exhaustion buying activity at this point that the market could reverse and turn around. And basically the buyers, the longs had run out of bullets at this point, and so the market reversed, and that set us up for this very nice trade on Wednesday kind of mid-morning, where we came back up to test these highs, and you can see we just blew past a little bit of a cyclical turning point, a resistance level at this point here, and then the market pushed into the new highs here with two Rambo patterns. There's two little R's kind of marked there, and these are amateur bars coming into these highs. We also have no demand and profit taking here, so a nice little cluster of distribution patterns, volume patterns, and then we get this final blue bar, a professional bar right at the high, and then the market kind of sells off. And that was kind of below this kind of critical resistance level up here that we had seen the high for Tuesday. So the lesson for me is I've really got to wait until we see these exhaustion volume selling signals before we start to see market turns, and I was just a day late on seeing this weakness coming into the market. But anyway, so we did get quite a lot of weakness today. Interestingly, you know, this nice 10-point move ended up with exhaustion volume selling on the downside here, and you can see the professionals come back in. A little bit of accumulation patterns here, stopping volume, no supply. We get a bullish divergence pattern on better momentum, and then the market starts to rally, and we've come back into a cyclical turning point. And in the overnight session we're starting to retest these lows, but on amateur kind of low volume bars. So I'm expecting us to set up for some kind of bullish divergence pattern and a cyclical turn when the next cyclical turning point kind of takes place, and we might get a little bit of a rally from there. However, my overall opinion of what's going on in the market has fundamentally changed over the last few days, and you know, I know it's been painful exercise kind of trying to call tops, but I'm just trying to, rather than call a top, just talk about the overall mood of the market. And I think we're going to move into a phase of we're going to get stronger down moves and weaker rallies, whereas over the last month and a half we've had stronger rallies and weaker down moves. So if I go right up to my 40,500 tip bar chart, this is my highest time frame tip bar chart, and again all of these dotted grey lines are day sessions, so you can see we're covering, you know, a month and a half's worth of trading here from the last significant low. We came through this end of trend warning signal, and we've had kind of cyclical activity ever since, and that's normally what we see. It's been kind of cyclical activity on the upside, and I think we're coming to a point where this has reached a little bit of instability, and this is why I wanted to point to this chart. We had this blow off volume exhaustion buying point at this point here in the market, and ever since, I pointed to this chart about a week ago, ever since each of these new highs has been made on lower and lower buying volume. We had a final little push back up, you can see here, on better momentum. This is on the Monday, pushing up into those highs, and then this significant kind of turning point was marked by a couple of bearish divergence points here. What that is showing me is just saying, if I just put a trend line here, is that we're running out of positive kind of bullish buying volume to push to new highs, and so as that starts to drop away, that means the market is likely to kind of turn around, and we're going to get stronger selling waves and weaker buying waves, and a change in trend. So I mean, I'm still just kind of day trading these moves, but my overall kind of view of the market is changing to one where I think we're going to have weakness kind of going forward. And then if I just look at my swing trading oscillators, these are my 3 swing trading oscillators. I use Better Trin, Put Call Ratio, and Smart Money here. You can see that we had a little bit of a downswing in the Trin oscillator that turned up a couple of days ago, and I think we're going to see a turn down in the Trin oscillator either tomorrow or the next day. We're definitely in the overbought in the put call ratio here. You can see we're at positive 303, extremely high reading we've got here, and the Smart Money oscillator has just started to turn. The reason why I say I think Better Trin is going to turn, I beg your pardon, let me just pull on the Better Trin indicator. We've shown here, this is a bearish divergence signal on Better Trin, and we often get these points, bearish points where we have the oscillator likely to turn in the next day or two, bullish points where the oscillator is going to turn upwards. So if I look back at this last series of signals here, this was just before a turn in this oscillator. If we look at this bullish one at this point here, was a couple of days before the turn in the oscillator. Whole series, 1, 2, 3 of them here before this oscillator kind of turned down, and we've got weaker and weaker swings in the Better Trin oscillator. So because of this, I think we're going to start to see some movement down. And then if I turn on the strategies, Better Trin systems, you can see here that we had a short signal last week that reversed. We had a small loss on that trade, reversed to a long signal, and as soon as the oscillator turns down, this is going to close out this position. I think this is probably going to be another kind of small loss on this trade, but that's just the overall impression I'm getting from the market at the moment. You know, we've had a very strong rally from these lows in February, and I think based on this kind of longer term tick chart and this kind of bearish divergence that we're seeing in terms of these buying swings and this final kind of push up on Monday in terms of buying activity, I think we're going to see a mood change in the market where we're going to have weaker swings. Anyway, that's just my view of what's going on. I'm still day trading kind of, you know, these significant kind of signals when I see them approaching on a day trading basis, but those are just what my charts are showing me for the time being. So I hope your trading is going well, and I'll post a video update very soon.